We're here with Dominic Gould, who played for Lura Bulls this year. Last year you were also here in Stavanger playing for AFC Show.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to come back?
Well, last year I had a really positive experience of living in Norway, and just the relationships that I built with certain players on the team were pretty strong, and I felt comfortable coming back and doing what I did last year. Even more so than, more comfortable coming back and doing it again than the first time, which the first time was pretty good. And I think there's potential that I could play in other leagues in Europe, but I feel like I like that I can be here with top imports and a bunch of guys who love playing football. So I get the best of both worlds. I get the fact that there's a team bond going on. It's not like a business like I'm sure it is out in Germany or Austria. There's not that stress going on, and at the same time I get to meet and play with top imports from the States who can teach me a lot.
Now, 2013, the team finished in 5th place.
Yeah.
2014 in 3rd, lost in the semi-finals. What would you say were the biggest differences from last year until this year?
This year we were plagued by injury. Last year, not so much. When we started this year, we had a really successful start. I mean, I wasn't here at the beginning of last year, but at the beginning of this year, we had a really successful start based on our plan from last year, that we were going to have a set offense, a set defense. We weren't going to have guys going back and forward. But then, as we got plagued by injury, that plan deteriorated. And also we had, with Reed going back, that was obviously another blow to us. So we had a lot. This year we had a lot of guys. At the beginning we were great, and I think if we had the team that we had at the beginning, we could be sitting here as Norwegian champs, but that's not the way it went. So this year ended a lot like it did last year, I feel. We had a lot of guys having to go both ways, a lot of guys on the sideline not really knowing what they should be doing. But going forward, the way everything is set up this year, the backing of Lura that we have compared to whatever we had with the show last year is much better. The fact that we've started effectively we started a brand new team, and we've got to the semis the first year. It's not bad. It's not a bad feat, especially considering the controversy that we faced. We had 8 starters out against the Trolls. The second game we dropped, and then we had another 7 out against Christian Sand at home, and it was unfortunate we had those 2 back to back, and even more unfortunate that things went the way it did. But I think the future's pretty good for the Bulls. Yeah.
And the future for yourself? You're studying in Korea, is that right?
I was studying in Korea.
Okay.
I was on an exchange year, so I pretty much came straight from Korea to here.
And now you're going over to England to study further there?
Yeah, my graduation year starts in September, and I'll be done, I think, around the beginning of June. So,
what does that mean for you with regards to football next year?
I've spoke to the sports director, and we've got a plan similar to what we have with Tom Levitt this year, that I will be coming out for training camps earlier on, which I didn't get to do this year. So I'll actually be liaising with the team sooner than I was this year. Like, I pretty much came in 2 days before the first game this time. And I'll be flying out for games. We'll see how the schedule goes, but I'll be going back and forth and probably be here around just the beginning of June, something like that, I would imagine, depending on my schedule and the team schedule. But I absolutely want to be back here next year.
Now, if somebody sitting here watching this and haven't played in Norway or haven't played outside the UK, for example, what would you say about playing in Norway? Is that something that's worth pursuing, and why would that be?
I think if you, for example, for a player in the UK or not in the UK who puts everything that they have into playing football, they are totally committed. They're training 2-3 times a week. They're eating right. They're doing everything like that. I feel like it's absolutely, you can get rewarded for it in England by winning championships. You can go to the Blitz, you can go to the Warriors, you can be around a bunch of amazing players who could all be out here in Europe. But if you want to kind of really be rewarded, and just because all these guys that do that, they have to work full-time jobs at the same time. But if you've got the opportunity to come here and that be your full-time job, even if it is for such a short while, it's absolutely something you should certainly at least think about. I mean, it's pretty awesome just to only have to think about football all the time, and and there's not that much. You don't live very long, so better do it before you get married, and do it before you settle down and start your 9 to 5. Especially the guys who are finishing uni and stuff like that. If you've got the opportunity to come out to Norway or to Finland, Sweden, anywhere like that, it's a better standard of life too.
You played in the Norwegian League last year and this year. You've also played at a good level in Britain, as well as university national team.
Yeah.
How would you describe the level of football here and the players that you face?
I think the standard definitely jumped up from last year. Well, absolutely jumped up from last year.
How come? What's that? What's the difference?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know how the other teams practiced or anything like that, but maybe the infiltration of imports, or I don't know why, but it definitely was. Maybe I went down. But compared to the UK, I think in the UK you've got a lot more guys. Like we have a couple guys here that have played for like 15 years or 20 years. But in the UK we've had the football since the 80s, so there's loads more. There's loads more experienced guys. Obviously we don't have Division 1 imports. So I think it's pretty, I don't know, same as last year, I don't really know how to gauge the difference. I haven't played in the British Senior League for 3 years, so I don't know what that's like. But it's pretty competitive at the top. But I don't know, I can compare it to the Korean League. That's much worse. The Korean Student League. That's a lot lower. You've got like 17 guys on the sideline. Yeah. I don't know. I would say it's better than it was last year, but to compare it to another league, it's very difficult because, like I said last year, you've got ex-NFL guy, Division 1 athlete, you've got a guy that's never played in his whole life on the same team, and there's only one place that can.
Yeah, that's a big difference too.
Yeah, there's only one place that apparently happens in Norway. But.
Now, what we also saw this year was a large amount compared to last year, and definitely years before that, of English players in the league.
Yeah.
You were facing former teammates, in fact, people you've lived with on other teams. Well, you didn't actually face them.
I didn't get to play against them, unfortunately.
Does that change the experience for you?
it's definitely more exciting. Like when I heard that Team Dave was heading out to Norway, I was actually pretty excited. Like I was hoping that we'd be able to. Oh,
meet the Vikings.
We saw when we went to when we played the Trolls. When we went up there, I saw them, but unfortunately Norway is pretty big and it's not always financially viable to meet up. But I was pretty excited. Like the actual when they told me the way that they found out, one of the Daves Snapchatted the other Dave saying like he's going to Vikings, and then the other Dave messaged back saying like me too, and they didn't know that both of them had been picked up. So I'm sure it was really exciting for them, and I heard they had a good time, and I think they left a good impression out here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd love for all my friends to come play in Norway. That'd be sweet.
Well, I'm not sure we're going to see all of them, but we definitely look forward to seeing you here next year, and thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us.
It's a pleasure.